Hey guys, it's William here, and today we're going to be talking about some more cancer-related stuff. Sorry it's been so long since an upload. I recorded a video talking about the surgery process, and then hated it because I recorded it at night. There was a lot of artifacts all over the camera, and I was like, you know what? I don't like this, and so here we are. Anyways, if you've been following my story up to this point, you know that I have GBM, glioblastoma grade form 4. Excuse me, I got fingers. I know how to do numbers, and so yeah, I was diagnosed this. We found a hospital, MD Anderson in Houston, that there was a surgeon there who said he could do the surgery and was extremely confident in the outcome being positive. And so yeah, I just waited a couple weeks so I could be with family, stuff like that. There wasn't really any prep for the surgery, obviously, besides, I think, not eating before, stuff like that. But I wasn't even nervous, really, for the surgery. I was positive. We had met the surgeon. I looked up information about the surgeon. He seemed overly qualified. I mean, I don't think you could be overly qualified for something, but if there was a surgeon that was overly qualified, I think I got him. He was kind. He was wise. There was nothing about him that made you think this might not work out well. He had this air of wisdom about him, which I think it may sound like I'm overselling him, but when you're going into surgery, when you're going into brain surgery for a tumor, you kind of like notice these things. I'm pretty sure you notice it, hopefully, with any surgery. But yeah, they said I could be with the soonest out within 3 days after surgery. And the surgery could go anywhere from like 3 to 9 hours or more. So surgery day comes up. It's early in the morning. I'm not super happy about that, but I won't be up for long. Really, I'm gonna be going to sleep soon, or get knocked out for the surgery. And so I get to the hospital early. They're really on schedule about things. Obviously, you would hope. So they're like, we know our schedule's flexible, but your brain surgery is not. It's like, great. So I get in for the surgery. It's really funny. It's really funny. I only asked this question to the surgeon because my uncle and my grandpa asked me to. And I was also on the anesthesia at the time, or I was on a lot of medications, so I really didn't know what I was doing, but I clearly remember asking the surgeon this. I had an MRI the night before the surgery, and my uncle and my grandpa had hoped that a miracle had happened and that the scans on the MRI showed a complete reduction of the tumor. Anyways, that I had assumed that didn't happen. I just didn't think that happened. But I felt that my uncle had told me, he was like, ask before the surgery. Don't let them do surgery without asking that. And I guess in my drugged up state, I assumed that was actually an urgent question. And so I'm like, excuse me, nurse, can I speak to the surgeon? And she's like, oh, of course, of course. The surgeon comes over, and he's like, yes, Mr. Palmore, what can I help you with? And he was very nice about it. And I was like, so the MRI, is it show the tumor still there? I said, and then I realized, I was like, this is insane. Why am I asking this? And I was like, no, I'm not asking for me. I have family members wondering. And he was like, the tumor's still there. We're still doing the surgery. I was like, all right, I had to ask. And then I don't remember anything after that. I was knocked out, and all I remember is a couple hours later, and according to my dad, it was 3 hours. It was 3 hours or 3.5. The surgeon came out to talk to my family. My dad was on the way to the bathroom, and the surgeon was like, wait, before you go anywhere, you might want to stay for this. He was smiling, and he told my family, he's like, I was able to get rid of 99% of the tumor, and yeah, your son's going to be fine. I'm going to go back in, close everything up, and you should be able to see him in a couple hours. So, which was awesome. I did not expect 99%, which was crazy. Yeah, 99%. It was amazing. I'm stuttering right now because it's like, woo, it was mind-blowing, and it felt really good to hear those numbers. Not for me for a couple hours, obviously, but my family. I had no doubts once again with this hospital or the surgeon, but some of my family members were just worried in general for me. And so for them to hear that, for them to meet with the surgeon, which I was really happy about because he, like I said, just had this air of bringing peace around him. And so when they met, oh, this is the guy doing the surgery, or did the surgery, So yeah, worked out all well. A couple hours later, they really don't want you down for long so they can wake up and make sure your mental faculties are all still there. So they woke me up, slapped me a couple times. No, they didn't do that. But they woke me up, said, "Hey, William, you there?" I'm like, "Yes, let me sleep some more, please." So, I was in and out of waking and sleeping throughout a lot of the day. But yeah, it's funny that the only real side effect I had from the surgery at first was I was a lot grumpier. I don't know what it is about removing cancer from my brain, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a jerk for a little bit. And I was for like the next 2 days. I apologized to my family. But I don't think that's a universal side effect. I think that's just William. After 3 days in the hospital, I got to go home. I didn't have any real side effects the first few days. Then they kicked in and they were annoying. The only reason they were really annoying is because no nurse or doctor told me about these side effects. So they were surprised and thus they were more annoying. I was like, oh, dang it, where'd these come from? They were, my eyes started getting puffy. And I can't remember, and I don't want to say what I thought it was, because if I'm wrong, it might be scary sounding, but I can't remember what it was, but they started getting puffy around there, so much so that I couldn't even see out of I think it was my left eye, was the first one. And if I would lay down, it would go back to normal, and I could see a lot better, but if I would start looking around and stuff, it would get puffy again. If I would have something over the eye, like an eye patch or something, or I would sometimes put a napkin beneath my glasses when I didn't have the eye patch or whatever, it would make it a lot better and I would be fine. But yeah, after that went away, my right eye started doing it. And I was like, great, left one went away, now the right eye is doing it. But it didn't hurt. It was just very awkward feeling and uncomfortable in the terms of like, hey, I need to see out of this eye, So I was laying down a lot. The other thing that was really annoying after surgery, which minor considering I just had cancer removal surgery, tumor removal, was I had to be on I believe a 90-degree slope while laying down, and I had pillows to do that, and that was uncomfortable because I had to have a stack of pillows, and my back and neck were not it was almost like I was sitting up, almost like that. And if you could see that angle, I was at a poor angle here. Here we go. It was not fun at all. It hurt my back. I bought a special pillow. It was, I think, $20, memory foam, an angle pillow. It was like a wedge. And that was amazing. I definitely recommend if you have this and you want a pillow that's comfortable, definitely buy it. Maybe it seems excessive at $20, but for the few weeks that you're going to be having to lay down at that angle, definitely worth it. Trust me. Because the first week, I did not have that. And I was like, I don't need that. And I was like, okay, this sucks. My back hurts. And if I would try to nap during the day, which I did, I would try to like scoot the pillow to make it just one pillow. My parents would get upset with me for valid reasons. So I'm really happy I had that wedge pillow. Haven't used it since. Don't need to, but it was pretty big and allowed me to be on an angle with my back, and it was comfy because it was memory foam. So I definitely recommend that. So yeah, that's the story of my surgery with GBM. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's the scar right there, and it goes from right here all the way around up into here area on the forehead, right here. And so you probably can't see it because the hair's grown back by now. I still haven't had any hair grow back here, if you can see. There's still the area, obviously, right here. But it's slowly all growing back. This is the area that's taking the longest. I've also had a haircut where she trimmed the hair a little bit there, which is I'm okay with. But yeah, the scar's healing nicely. My scalp was really numb for a long time. Like the first month or two, I couldn't feel anything right here. I could feel like a rumble across the forehead, but not right there. And it was weird. And I was like, is my head numb forever? But no, the scalp attached, all that stuff. I believe I had the stitches that would fade away or wash away, and so I didn't have to go back to get them removed, which seemed like it would have been painful. I'm happy I had the wash away ones. But yeah, that's my surgery story with GBM. Hopefully this was inspiring to you guys to hear something 99% removal. That's awesome. I definitely plan on more videos. I want to talk about my mental health throughout all this. tell you guys what you can do and all that. I do have a video plan on my radiation treatment because that was a huge thing that took a couple months. And then, of course, I want to do a video about my chemotherapy, which I took during radiation, and now I'm on a separate set of chemotherapy. So I'm going to talk about all that, in its own video, so you guys don't, like I said, once again, you guys can get bite-sized videos if you don't need everything in one video, which would probably be like an hour long anyways. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and ask me any questions in the description. I love that a few people have asked questions about radiation and chemo in my other videos, and not like medical stuff that's like, oh, I need a doctor. No. And they've asked me questions like, what side effects might I have? And I was able to tell them my experience, and that just felt really cool. I love helping people in any way that I can. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.